COC and the mastermind clear. Got the vibes that'll get you turned and bring awareness to your.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know the vibes. Central Ohio Creators back in the building once again. It's the Jett T3V here, Ohio Keys as always.
Yes,
and we got another special guest in the building with us today, y'all. We have nobody other than Mr. Goodlife Russ. This gentleman is an author, podcast host, a therapist, and I just discovered he's a super big gamer and streamer too. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thanks for having me, fella.
Most def, man. Most def. Without further ado, let's get into it, Keith.
Okay, so the first question I have for you, can you share the inspiration behind starting the Goodlife podcast and how it aligns with your work as a therapist?
Man, that's so crazy. So the inspiration came behind music. A lot of things with me is tied to music. Like, I love how movies have like a soundtrack to their life and stuff, but the music's telling you everything that's going on. So it was an artist, Brent Fayez, and it was probably like one of his first EPs. And on the tape, it was like him and his homies like talking about life stuff, you know what I mean? Like talking about real situations that we can't always talk about on air, but it was just so fluid and so natural. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know what, we need a network, we need a platform, we need people to come together and realize like those conversations we was having at the cookouts and together, like those should be mainstream conversations. Like people need to hear about this because we talk about real things, we cover things. Some people are healing because they're able to decompress, they're able to release this stuff that they was holding on to, and they feel good because they're not being judged, they're in a safe environment. So I'm like, let me create a platform where everyday people can have a conversation, because I'm not a big starstruck type of person. Like, I don't look for celebrities or think like they're gonna boost the message, you know what I mean? Like, I think everyday people will do that because then people watching can see themselves. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's hard to see yourself as a celebrity. Like, they're living a fairy tale life, you know what I mean? So it's hard to relate to them. So I want the guests to come on are relatable. Everyday people you might see at Kroger, you feel me? And then we just went off with it. So it's been actually, the irony is the anniversary is today. I started it today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
yes,
but I started 8 years ago.
That's crazy. So you said today's your wife's birthday too, right?
Yep.
Was it all planned? The date planned?
Nah, I wasn't planned. I wasn't planned like now. Things just started to line. But in the beginning, like everything was planned. Everything's intentional. Everything I did in certain days. You know what I mean? And that is recent. So through the pod, it was a time where I'm like, I have a lot of things that I need to say and a lot of things that I want to get out there, but I don't want to just do it on social media. I feel like sometimes things get lost in the sea of social media because it's so much content. It's too much to just look at everything. That's so you pick the things, you know what I mean, that more align with you. So I'm like, I want to create a platform and timestamp it. That's what I love about music, because it's like you can record that song once and now I can listen to it the rest of my life. Yeah. So that's what really got me in the pot. I'm like, this is the route, because then I don't have to say this stuff again too.
That's fire. That's fire, man. It makes sense though too while you're an author, because it's the same kind of concept. Yeah. You know what I mean? You do the work that one time and it can pay you forever if you write a good enough book. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or you give them a good enough reason to go want to buy and read it. Yeah. So same concept. I like that.
Absolutely.
What does the term Good Tribe mean to you, and how did that community come to be? How did you put that together?
So Good Tribe to me is essentially, I've always held on to it takes a village. And I look deeper than that than just raising children. Like, I think it takes a village with everything that we're trying to expand in. If we're just trying to do something, like, we can just go do it. But if we're trying to be great at something, like, it's going to take more than just what we have. That's just the reality of it. So for me, Good Tribe is a concept of not just a community coming together, but it's also a call to action that people have to realize, I have to better myself to be better for you. I can't just want better for you. I can't just find money opportunities for you. I can't just say the things that you like to hear. Like, I have to actually better myself. I have to become a better listener. I have to become more understanding. I have to let things go. You know what I mean? So this is more of a call to action to, yes, the overall idea is all of us coming together, but we got to deal with our internal stuff before we ever get to that point. And I think what's happening in society, because the internet is speeding things up and life is getting so sped up, we're just trying to jump to the end. And for me, it's never about the result. Like, it's about the journey. So I only indulge in something where I know it's going to be a continuous journey. but also it's going to give me what I consider compound interest, like something I can pour into that's now multiplying. And then eventually I don't have to take what I have to give to y'all, because the abundance, the overflow is everyone else's. You know what I mean? But I had to deal and grow with my own trauma and my own hurt to realize all of this stuff that has my name on it is not mine. Like, that building is not mine, the brand is not mine, the show is not mine. This is the people's. This is ours. So if I treat it like it's mine, it won't last. You know what I mean? But if I can recognize early on, like, okay, I am just investing in this. This is not my payout. This is not my checking account. You know what I mean? It's not my address. I am just pouring into this out of the goodness of my heart because I really want it to work. And I treat everything like that.
Moving in your godly.
Yeah.
That's how you go.
I treat everything like that.
That's dope, man. More people got to be like, I mean, you know, we like to see more people moving like that, really about the principles.
Yeah.
And not just about, you know, the benefits of doing these things, but genuinely being about those things. I like what you said right there. Just the fact that you're doing stuff to better people and help people, that means you have to continuously be bettering yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's powerful right there.
Absolutely.
Message. You know what I mean? You telling the next. Hey, one thing I learned too, one thing you just reminded me, a lot of people, we all love to say it, preach what you practice.
Yeah.
The truth is, it's really the other way around. Practice what you preach.
Yeah.
Only tell people to do things that you're already doing. Right. Don't be telling them and then you start doing it. Be already doing it before you tell other people to do it. Right. That way it really, you know what I'm saying, it's coming from somewhere solid. Keep going, keep my phone. That was just, I had to say that.
Yeah, that's true. How do you integrate your experience as a therapist into the content you create for the podcast?
Man, it's difficult. But I try to do it I tell people everyone judges. Like, we live life through judgment. We live life through what we want is a process of deselection. First, we realize what we don't want. And then we are left with what we potentially may want. So for me, I try my best to just be forthcoming, you know what I mean, on the show and in therapy. A lot of times how I talk on the show is how I talk in therapy, because I do cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's essentially like, we don't look for diagnosis and we don't offer medication. Like, we're trying to show you how it's your mindset that has you in this position. It's your thought pattern. It's your beliefs. It's your fears. It's your threshold for pain. You know what I mean? It's things that naturally all of us as humans have to work on. And you've gotten to a point where you've been hurt so much, you just feel entitled, like, I just want to feel better. But it doesn't work like that. Healing is a process. You know what I mean? It's a call to action. You have to now do something. It's not you asking for something. It's not you trying to leverage with somebody. You dig? And a lot of times you have to do it alone. That's true. So isolation. That's why the show kind of is the counteraction to me doing therapy, because therapy is very personal and it's very one-on-one. And for me, I literally sit there and let them talk and guide them through talking, and then show them how, like, literally you're fixing your own problems. You probably just needed a friend or an ear to listen on. And those are things now that you're healing, you have to put in your life. You got to find people who want to listen to you. You got to find people who get excited when you come into the room. This is no different than things I tell people on the show, because a lot of this stuff is secular. It can work for all of us. We just have to use it differently. You know what I mean? It's no different than a hammer. You dig? It's the same hammer for everyone, but some might use it with the left hand. Some might use it on the right. Some might be building a house with it. Some might be tearing a house down. You get what I'm saying? But it's still a hammer at the end of the day. Healing is the same way. Everyone's experience is different. So I like to take these situations and put them on a large scale, and I already create the boundaries for the show. This is what helps me with the things that may overlap, like me telling someone in therapy's personal information to now who you know where they are, which is a no-do, you dig? Like, no-go. So I set the precedents and boundaries even with guests on the show, like, all right, look, if you want to talk about somebody, it's in a good light. Like, we not here to air dirty laundry. We're not here to call nobody out. We don't speak on things that puts anyone in a bad light. Even if it's someone you don't like, even if it's Trump, you know what I mean? Let these people live their life. Because at the end of the day, that's not affecting your bad mood. That's not why you're being mean to the people around you. That's not why you feel like, you're doubting these good things that are coming into your life. Like, it's something internal that you're not addressing. You know what I mean? So in the show, I want people to see that these are everyday people still having these situations. And in more cases, these are doctors that I sit with, and these are teachers, and these are firefighters, and these are therapists, and these aren't just everyday people like psychologically. They know the stuff and they still have issues. So I want everyone to see on the show, like, this is common. Like, don't feel bad about your pain. Pain is common. Like, pain is human. You know what I mean? And your life, your legacy, what people will look back on you on is how you deal with that pain. Are you trying to hurt other people? Or are you trying to show other people like there's more than life than pain? But also, pain's coming.
No pain, no gain, baby.
You know?
You know what I mean? That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Can you discuss a memorable moment or a story from your podcast that had a significant impact on you or your listeners?
Oh, man.
We love to hear the podcast story.
It's so funny telling this story because I told it first, like, in my book. Like, the people close to me know it. But, and it's not even, like, an embarrassed, because I don't get embarrassed. You know what I mean? This is a funny-ass story. So, what a lot of people don't know, let me say it, like, the background. So, I have autism. And that's kind of what got me into psychology. Like, and I went to school for psychology, and that's with knowing, and I lost my first son. He passed away. So, like, I had to go see a therapist at a time, like 2007, where, like, going to therapy was taboo where I came from. You know what I mean? You couldn't just go tell your homies you was going to therapy. They would think you was crazy. Yeah. So I'm dealing with a lot of these things on my own. And I remember back to a time, something that unlocked, like, so much for me. I don't know if y'all remember NYSP. It's like a summer camp. It's like a sports camp mixed with like school too. Okay. So I went to NYSP when I was in middle school, and a lot of people obviously at that point didn't know I had autism, but they could just see, kids can see that you're different. Like they can see certain things. They're looking for it, you dig? So we in class or whatever, and the teacher, and this is like the worst part of camp because it's a sports camp. So everyone hates the classroom. It's hot in there. It's summer. It's like, what are we doing? So the teacher's having everybody write things on the board. So she gives me a word. She's like, all right, I'm going to write it. Like, spell juice. So I go up to the board, write it, woo-doo-woo. So I'm walking back to my seat, and everyone's, like, in tears. So I don't know what they're laughing at or what's going on. So I get back to my seat. I mean, I still don't know what's going on. It's like a full 10 minutes. They're just cracking up. People just looking at me directly. I'm like, what did I do wrong? So I look at the board, and I spelled it with a G. You know what I mean? And that just held on to me, like, the whole rest of camp. And at this time when I was a kid, like, I didn't realize this was different or wrong, or that's just, like, that was a part of, like, my autism was dyslexia. Like, sometimes numbers or letters would just switch. You know what I mean? And it felt right. So I'm like, yeah. So after that, I learned to embrace that, you know what I mean? And that was at a point where I was already dealing with so many defeats, because I had to get to a point on this episode that I was talking about this on. It was a lady, and she was just asking essentially, like, how do you come back from almost not wanting to be here and going through with that? You know what I mean? So during that time, I was attempting that, like, a few times. It just unsuccessful was the only reason, you dig? Like, so I had to tell her, like, I had to learn to, like, laugh at the pain. Like, I had to get over the embarrassment or feeling off or feeling different. I said, if you really think about it, your whole life, you've probably felt different. Like, this is not a new feeling. You know what I mean? And it's because you are. You're unique to you. So the group can't make you feel comfortable or uncomfortable about who you are. And that's just your lesson and growth in that. But my uncle told me, like, if you've ever enjoyed a point in your life or you've had fun doing something, like, you should never regret it. You know what I mean? Like, if it ever made you smile, don't regret it. Like, don't talk bad about it later on. Like, it was a lesson. It helped you get to this point. And if I avoided all those things and I ran from all those things, I wouldn't be here.
It's a good game.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So in that moment, something that seems so small to me now, at the moment, that was catastrophic. Like, that was another, like, pin on this weight that I'm like, can't take no more weight, and I'm just adding stuff on top of it, and I'm watching it, you know, cave in. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the healing for me, is learning to love myself in those times versus being like, man, why did I do that? Or what was I thinking? Or, you know what I mean? Like, how could I? That's arrogance. Like, I'm speaking from a place now where I don't know what was going on. I don't know how I felt back then. I don't know how my thoughts worked back then. I didn't know any better. Mm-hmm. So the best I can do today is, you know what I mean, like, not one up that kid, but add on to what that kid was doing and walk with that kid.
Be better than you were yesterday.
That's a lot of what we do in therapy, you know, because I do like guided meditation too, and this is what I help people walk with, because that's their biggest disconnection, is you're leaving behind like the child in you. You're trying to one up, you're trying to be better than them, but like in a prideful way, not in a loving way.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? You're competing with them, but you're not competing with them to make them better. You're just trying to gain from it, and that's hurt. That's always hurt.
That's very true.
You feel me?
Yeah, I like how you broke that down right there. One thing I know a thing or two about, you know, the healing process. So one thing I had learned over my course of doing that was I realized that I am trying to be like that bigger brother, or like that bigger person that I didn't have as a kid.
Yes.
Like the person that I probably wish I could have looked up to or had around is who I'm becoming. You know what I mean? I'm being that person for my future self. You know what I mean? Or it might be some youngins that I come across later and they kind of look familiar. It looks similar to what I experienced. So, you know, I want to be in that position when that time comes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's just kind of how I learned how to look at it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Like, 100% what you're saying. Like, you have to become that person you were crying for, the one you were looking for. The Superman, the superhero, the one you wanted to come save today.
Real talk.
That's who you're growing into. You know what I mean? So the first has to start internally, in the sense of, I remember growing up, a lot of people thought like, oh, I could just go to Atlanta and become a better rapper.
Some people still think that.
And I don't personally think it works that way.
If you can't get
you
it
know
popping,
what I mean?
if you can't get
Atlanta's
it
great.
At,
it's not a knock to Atlanta,
just
but
saying.
there's great rappers in other places, so that already debunks that theory. You know what I mean? And a lot of times their story was like, I had to sit in this room, and there was this equipment, so I used it, and then I started to like it, and I never knew to do nothing else. So I love like the DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Alchemist, when they just like, my life is just music. Y'all don't know how much I listen to music every day. You know what I mean? And those are the people I gravitate to. Those are the friends I like to have. The chefs, the cooks, like, because I know you're in a constant state of trying to grow. And that's what people see as like attitude or arrogance or cockiness, you know what I mean? But I just realized like, that's passion. You want to be the best you can every day.
Most definitely.
And a lot of people have never seen that. They didn't grow up with that. They grew up with a lot of mediocrity. It's why our generation is so upset.
Most definitely.
Because we had such high expectations put on us, and then when we got older, we was like, man, y'all wasn't really doing half of what we got to do
teaching
now.
us this. So we could be that. Yeah.
Y'all was kicking it and then accusing us of kicking it.
Right.
And we want to go kick it, but we got to work.
Or, you know, so you get older too, you realize, man, I grew up thinking the college was just the way.
Yeah.
Way to get there. I'm going to make it. I do this.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years later, you looking at that debt like, whew, what was I on? Like, I should have thought about that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Man, I met a lot of people that's like, we didn't have them conversations.
Yeah.
If I would have just thought about it more, I probably would have waited. Make sure that's really what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But it was just the direction we was kind of sent in for a lot of us. You know what I mean? You just learn as you go. It's just life. Like you said, you don't be mad at it. You understand why you made them decisions at that time. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Don't become those people, because it became sour on all ends. And then you also had to look at the older people, the ones who were telling you to get off the game, and now look at what people are doing
Getting
with the
paid
game.
to sit down and play the game, and I'll be like, why did I listen? If I would have just kept playing, I would have figured it out.
Out of school.
Why did I listen? Yeah, real talk, bro. Oh man,
buy Sprite, I could have had an endorsement,
bro. And then now I'm at the point where it's like I'm too far down the road. I can't even get back in that mode where I'm playing the game like that. It's too late now. Like I done missed it. You know what I mean? Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, so that's the healing. That's the best we can do, is just not become like the people we feel like try to stunt your growth. Like, nah, you gotta rise above it.
Most definitely.
How do you see your role in the community with Good Tribe and like supporting mental health out here in Columbus?
I see it as like another piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? I think what's happening now is a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize, like, we have dreams of things that belong in the ocean, but we're only creating like lakes and ponds and rivers, and people are realizing what it's going to take to be an ocean. And it's so much more. It's like what we were talking about earlier. It's more than just coming together. it's realizing both, like, you are just a glass of water in the ocean, but you are also a part of the ocean. You know what I mean? It's both is happening at the same time. And I think what's hard for us is a lot of people are witnessing others' success that they imagine for themselves, or they thought like, well, I would be at this point when you got to this point. You know what I mean? You're ahead of schedule. And that's what's kind of blocking these connections. So I feel like my role is just to bridge those gaps. Is to show people like we have to deal with what's happened in the past. Because my experience, like, I started off all of this promoting clubs and doing like club promotion, just the same ideology I use now. Like, I'm using this to network. I'm using this to get to know people. Because I've met so many people, I've realized you could be in a random subway and be next to someone who can like change your life with an opportunity. And the only thing between y'all is a conversation. You know what I mean? That's the only thing stopping y'all is meeting. So it's like now I want to create spaces and be in spaces where different people are meeting in different aspects, because I'm a Renaissance person. Like, that's my niche in community. I love every Renaissance that's ever happened in history, when every artist is coming together and making art at a high level and no one person's on a pedestal. We're just admiring everyone's art in every different facet, in baking and painting, you know what I mean, and editing and DJing and the things people wouldn't even think to give you credit in. Now they're realizing how amazing this is and how much work that you've put into it. So we kind of have to experience the pain. Like, that's where a lot of this art comes from. We have to tap into a different place than we've ever experienced. So I feel like I'm there to cushion the blow. You know what I mean? It's like being a parent. Like, you know this kid is running reckless. Like, man, eventually they're going to run into something. You hoping they just avoid it and they die, but it's like, it's all this stuff in the room and they just wobbling. And you know eventually I'm going to have to be there to comfort you, catch you, and just nurse you, but also kind of encourage you to get back walking again. Not coddle you too much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of, we need people like that in place. And that's where I'm trying to bring therapy and what I do now with spirituality into the play, because I have both perspectives. I grew up in the church. Like, I was in the church for a good chunk of my life before I started to decide where I can spend my Sundays, you dig? But when I didn't have a choice, that's where I was, you know what I mean? So healing is, I could have been in that situation and been upset, or I could have did what I did, and it's like, what can I learn from this? Like, let me look around. Let me meet people. Let me see who got the good candies. Like, let me get a list. Let me start taking notes. Because that was already who I was at home. You know what I mean? I'm a big nerd. Like, but in high school too, I was a jock, so I could like sit at any table. That's kind of what autism helped me do. Is certain things like that I feel like make people nervous or embarrassed, I really didn't have to experience. I was just kind of null and void to. So I could be friends with the goths. I could be friends with the kids who didn't shower every day. I could be friends. My favorite tables was the rappers, the freestylers. You know what I mean? The niggas making beats on the tables. Like, those was my favorite situations. But I felt myself every week kind of just drifting. I never really felt anywhere. You know what I mean? So that's when I really started to understand. It's because we all have to be together. Nobody should be having to choose what group to be with. We all should be one unit. And we look separate in the same room. And we know we got to come in the same room every day, 5 times a week. And we just go right to our corner.
That's real shit.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Right there. Yeah, that's heavy.
And I see you have an event coming up at the Lincoln.
Yeah, this
Can you talk
Sunday.
about that?
Yeah, I do Reiki also. I'm a Reiki practitioner, which Reiki is a type of guided meditation. So I've been doing guided meditation now for like 11 years. So that's something that I think everyone needs. You know what I mean? Everyone needs therapy, but everyone doesn't understand what therapy is and how therapy works. So I don't push people just head first into therapy unless they kind of already are looking for something like that, or they're like, I want to give it a chance. But meditation, you know what I mean? We all meditate. We just don't realize we're meditating. Meditation is like, essentially is clearing your mind. It's where you're choosing to think about nothing. And as you get deeper into meditation, whatever comes up, you just allow yourself to think about it. That's like your highest interest. So if something comes up like this music concert a month out, you know what I mean? You need to start planning for that. How we getting tickets? I need Airbnb. How we getting there? You feel me? That's what manifesting is. Like, you have to actually do the work. You can't just hope and Wish and create vision boards. All of those are aids to you doing the work. These are your assistants. They are not your workers. You know what I mean? So they're helping you do the job. They're not doing the job for you. So with meditation, I'm teaching people essentially how to control their energy, how to calm yourself down, like how to get out of this position where you've been doing really well at your job and now you cussing your boss out and you don't know why. You know what I mean? And it's probably you got all this built up tension and animosity and anger from things you can't control. So I'm teaching them how to let go of things they can't control. It's like a personal interaction. But I'm creating an image in your mind. Like we're walking through an image. And I do it in a class setting so we're all walking to the same image. And a lot of it's personal. So you're going to see a tree. And that tree is like your mother. Or that tree is you as a kid. And you're going to have to interact with it. In some parts, you just have to be observant. You can't interact. So some parts you'll build, you'll be the giver. Some parts you have to be the receiver because that's your thing. You don't let people help you. You don't let people in. You know what I mean? So we're diving head first into, and you're going to cry. You need to cry. That's the last step. That's grief. And people bottle onto all this hurt and they're like, I don't know what else to do with it. It's like, you got to cry. You got to let it go. You got to let it out.
It's an emotional release.
You too tough. You know what I mean? And that stress ain't going to stop. It's going to keep building up. You're not tougher than that. You're not tougher than your problems. You're not trying to be.
You're still a human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just have to accept your problems as a part of life. Your problems is what's helping you grow. They're challenging you to not be the same anymore. So you got to find a place where you both love who you were and you accept, I got to change who I am. I got to become who I'm becoming. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people just change because they're scared to stay where they are. They have to change. And that doesn't stick. Change has to be a choice. You decide, like, I'm putting this bottle down. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? You can't wait till your service
Well,
is
that's the
messed up.
thing.
Like, I don't want to drink no more.
That's the thing, though. It's like, because, you know, sometimes I try to be big on the language, at least when I have the opportunity to. When you say choice, choices mean you choosing. Meaning you want, well, I don't know, I got options. Make a decision means I am deciding that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm with whatever comes with it.
Yes.
You chose, meaning there was another option available. I could choose later that I now want to do this again, and when you feel like it, you're going to go over there and pick that because it's an option. Yes. Versus making that decision, I'm with this is stamped now, and I'm with everything that comes with this. Yes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might be signing up for stuff you don't know, but nonetheless, when you make that decision.
No, that's real.
You know what I mean? That's the difference between the two. You know what I mean? Sometimes people be choosing up. You got to make a decision to be for something better or for worse. Because I understand it might be this now, but you made a decision to stick with it. Woo! You know what I'm saying? You're going to be raking in the dough later. Whatever the case is. It might just be spiritual.
The abundance.
Exactly. You know what I mean? In whatever fashion it comes in.
Nah, you made a great point, and that's 100% right. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much words and power that we don't realize. And that's what some people who are down their spiritual journey now are facing is, okay, what words do I speak in what situations? You know what I mean? Because I look at it the same as being finished or completing something. You dig?
Most definitely.
I could be finished at work as soon as I got there.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm done.
I'm still here, but
it's my job completed.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the sense of, that was a journey I had to go down because that was difficult for me. Like, I got so deep into the spiritual journey, I didn't want nobody to celebrate Christmas. And I had an elder. Come to me, and he was just telling me, like, you gotta live and let live. Like, your spiritual journey is not to convert them. Like, it's not for you to teach them what you practice. Like, what you practice is for you. You know what I mean? So I have to talk to you what you understand. I can't just go to China and speak African to them and expect them to know what I'm saying. I have to learn Chinese if I'm trying to even come over here and connect with you. You know what I mean? And the healing part is because we'll always be healing. That's a concept people are starting to learn that is scary. Like, you'll never be healed.
You're healing forever.
You'll always be healing because to heal trauma is to create new trauma. Like, now you're scared of how you handled that situation. Scared might have to do it again. That's or you scared somebody might do it to you. Or you scared they going to want to retaliate. You know what I mean? Like, it's a never closing, never ending, forever revolving door. And that's life. That's how life works. That's how life is. So that just leads us now, okay, I got to be more mindful of what I do in my life. You know what I mean? Because that's what I tell people. Like, your diet is more than what you eat. Like, it's what you watch. It's what you listen to. It's how people talk to you. It's how you respond to things. It's what you're holding on to. You know, it's your fear. It's that pain you don't want to address. You know what I mean? It's that question, like, man, why is the poison so much easier to take than the medicine? Like, don't have no limitations on the poison.
Yeah.
Picky about the medicine.
Facts.
You hear me?
That's real.
All of that's our diet. Like, all of that's when I say inner work, like, that's the things you have to work with. And I choose to do it like a counsel. You know, I console myself. I have different parts of myself. We all sit down. We all have a voice. We talk these things through. You know what I mean? And I allow them to exist. This is something now that you have to do on the other end that you're going to have to heal and accept about yourself. It comes with creativity. I tell you, my mind's always working. Like, when I be in a bank and things get too quiet, too calm, my mind's just thinking like, okay, I could take that teller out. I would hit that camera first. We're going to need a getaway truck. That back door, they keep using that back door. We could use that. Because I watch a lot of heist movies. I love stuff like that. So my mind just puts that together. It'll start casing the joint. You know what I mean? Like, immediately, and that was something I had to accept about myself, because when I was younger, I'm like, you shouldn't think like this. And again, I grew up in church.
Right.
So it's people telling you, like, you shouldn't have, this is confessional. I don't want to hear that, though. Like, that's too much. Yeah. So we have to compartmentalize now what we're hearing and what we're experiencing, because the two, there's a way, like, you see the world, and there's a way the world operates, and they rarely meet in the middle. That's what healing is to me, that acceptance of that. Like,
that is
people aren't you,
man. This might be what you on, but you gotta understand that, bro. The world moves mostly like this.
Yeah.
You gotta really start to value and appreciate it when you come into contact with people who are on that same time as you.
Yeah,
that's where I got to, because you drive yourself crazy being mad at how people move out here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and that's another thing I have. Like, to me, worrying is worshiping the problem.
It is.
Ooh.
That's 100% with it. I love that. That's exactly. That's why I never worry.
Looked at it like that.
Yeah,
because you're putting energy towards the outcome that you don't want. Is what you're doing. We only just focus on solutions or what you do want.
Yeah,
that's heavy. I like how you worded that though. Say that one more time if you can.
Worrying is worshiping the problem. Wow. Yeah, and all of that falls in the same like category of things. Like, I choose to go without. That's the boundary I put around. Is things like waiting. Like me saying, I can't wait till Saturday. Like, I don't talk like that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You dig? Like, I don't talk. I feel like there's no accountability in that. I speak on what I did. I don't speak on what I didn't do. I speak on what I'm going to do. I speak on what I'm capable of doing. I speak on what I'm prepared to do. You feel me? And then whatever else is going to happen is going to happen. But I know I'm covered. I don't have to look back, because that's what I mean by counsel. Like, I have to check in with myself every night and look back to the day. Like, yo, why you let them talk to you like that this morning? Like, I know we passed that. It's a little quiet now, but, like, what was that about? That's how we let the people talk to us now?
That's real. Because
that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good at all. You kind of just froze. Like, do we need to go get some self-defense training? Like, what help me help you? You know what I mean? Like, this is how I talk to myself, and I hold myself accountable. Like,
that's real. Because
you can lie to everybody in the world, but you can't lie to yourself.
No.
You know the real. So move like that. Move with purpose. You know what I mean? And that's why I love what you said, like, because that's how you be direct. That was a big leap, like, in my spiritual journey when I learned that, like, that I had to be more direct.
Me too.
The power of no.
Yes. It is very strong.
You know what I mean? Because I'm never a yes man. Never been that.
Yeah.
But a huge empath.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just didn't tell people no, because I'm like, I know this no is going to crush them.
That's something I've dealt with, like being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I started going to therapy.
Yeah.
And that helped me a lot.
Yeah. We all do.
Most definitely. And we all got our different routes of getting there. I didn't go to therapy for it, but I definitely got to the point where it was like, I've been willing to lose a lot of stuff, but I'm not willing to lose my peace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For anything or anybody. And when it comes to that, I'll say whatever got to be said.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be hurting myself if I don't. You know what I mean?
It ain't going to lose no sleep.
Man. You know what I mean? Right. They ain't going to lose no sleep over you bottling stuff up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, what we doing? Might as well get straight to it. I ain't gonna lie, man. We over here cooking up a super inspiring episode right now. For those that don't know, you are the host of Goodlife Podcast. I don't know if we have said the name of the podcast, but Tell us about like any upcoming project. I mean, we mentioned the one with the Reiki, but do you have any stuff that we should be looking forward to coming from your podcast?
Yeah. So now every Saturday we're going to be gathering different guests. Definitely gonna have y'all on there, but bringing different guests on, and I want to bring back more of performances. So getting up and because I was just saying this earlier, you know what I mean, and to each his own, but I just feel like mainstream music stinks. Like I do not like mainstream music at all.
Agreed.
I am underground indie. That's all I R&B, soul, rap here and there, but alternative. Like I like different genres of music, like jazz. You know what I mean, classical,
Yes, sir.
country.
Yes, sir.
But like it stinks. So I want to bring more like new upcoming artists who I love what artists are doing now on TikTok, like just putting their little samples and putting because I love a good EP. I love a good 20 minutes. I heard your whole project. We lit. Because I got 20 minutes in between this meeting and driving in traffic, so I just want to be able to, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We ain't got an hour and a half no more to sit and listen to music realistically in one sitting.
Facts.
Unless I'm in music. So it's like...
That's what the 2-minute songs is about these days.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And I don't think it's just because attention spans. I think that's the best method. I think that makes the most sense because all of us are living more progressive lives. All of us are trying to do 3 things. When 10 years ago, everybody's like, I'm doing one thing. I'm doing half a thing.
Now you got to have what?
Now we're like 3 minimum.
7? Did they say 7 sources, multiple streams of income? You're supposed to have at least 7?
Yeah.
And that ain't even mentioning your hobbies.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly. So
Because we all got multiple hobbies.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to now create a platform where it's just constant exposure. I want people to, 1, understand like opportunities of exposure, but 2, get better at being prepared for that. And knowing like, okay, you want to do these higher up opportunities, like they have expectations. They expect you to have a website. They want to see a social media where you're posting. They want to see you have your own following. People know you.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna feel like you just trying to eat off of what I'm doing. Like, so a lot of people ain't gonna work with you out of town and other sense. That's what I mean, moving up, like moving out of your pond. Like these people don't know you at all.
Exactly. You're expecting them to rock with you, and the people in your immediate area aren't rocking with you yet.
And it's so strange because I get so much love out of town. Like out of towners love you. That's what's so you just gotta have a conversation.
It is how it goes.
They want to support you. It's so crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like now, once I realized that, it was over. Because I always was in the shell. That was really my biggest why I had to do the pod. Because I did not like public speaking at all. That was like, when they say that's most people's greatest fears, that was one of my greatest fears. Because I just didn't talk much when I was younger. I grew up with a lot of elders. I grew up around older people. So at that time, and I was born in 88. So like at that time, growing up in the 90s, it was a taboo to like how kids can tell you how they feel. Like we could not talk like that to older people. We had to talk like we was like we were soldiers.
When grown folks is talking.
Or soldiers or prisoners, depending on where you grew up. Like that's how you had to talk to them. With respect at all times, even if it didn't warrant it. You know what I mean? So for me,
that's real.
I was more so in a position I didn't talk because I didn't feel I would be understood. And it's human nature. People want to be understood. I want to speak to you so you can understand where I'm coming from. I don't want to just talk to you. So I just didn't speak. So a lot of times people just assumed I was shy or I didn't like to talk. So when I was dealing with like my biggest leap into healing was like, I got to face my fears. You know what I mean? I almost drowned when I was younger. So I was like, I got to learn how to swim. Oh, I got a fear of heights. I think all tall people do. I don't know. But I hate heights. I love the ground too. I love being grounded. You dig? Maybe it's that. But I did that. I've been on helicopters, been on planes. I won't bungee jump. I'll leave that to other cultures and other people. I'll let them do that. They like that. And there's things I like to do now, like, but I had to face those fears because I had to accept I can't say I want what's best for me and I have something holding me back. And I have this thing that's like, no, you don't get to do it because I said so. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I got to give myself the authority. I got to allow myself to have a life. You feel me? So I had to take them things out one by one. Dealing with the dark, dealing with being alone, just sitting in silence. So a lot of times that's what meditation's bringing up. That's what the pod's bringing up. It's making people sit in silence and sit and have to be with their thoughts versus running to the party or being intoxicated, you know what I mean, or trying to escape some different type of way or chasing stimulation. Because the world is overstimulated right now.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Super overstimulated.
So what we need is just quiet. It's just to sit down. It's just to take a moment, just to breathe, not be trying to be CEO, Not be trying to buy out the block. Not be trying to feed everybody today.
That time to be still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually listen to you.
Just be.
Yeah.
Because you also need to understand you are just as important right now. And some people are in that overdrive mode because they're chasing, you know what I mean, like self-satisfaction. Like they want to feel special. Mm-hmm. They want to feel like this is worth it. And to me, if it's not worth it, like you got options. You feel me? Like you have to be real with yourself in that sense. We've dolled up life too much and now we're comfortable. So now every time we hear the truth, it's like this big shocking, it's breaking news.
People go fleeing from it. They run away from it like, whoa.
So the show is to expose that in people. Like, that's why I don't chase the numbers. Like, because I know people ain't going to come back every week. Especially if I said something that's you. You dig? You got to
stung a little bit.
You going to have to.
What they say, let that speak.
I'm going to have to sleep on this one. Yeah. I don't know if I like this show.
That's all right. But that's what we want, though, man. And we invite that over here, too, because it's like where discomfort and stuff is at, that's where growth is at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those awkward conversations and that kind of stuff you got to address when we usually like talking about, that's usually where the growth is at. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We invite it.
And that's a part of the journey. That's a part of the journey a lot of people cut off in their friendships is sometimes people need to feel your absence and they are too available. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's that in between. Like, if I come to your restaurant and something go down and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a couple weeks. If I never come back after that 2 weeks, I probably won't be back. Mm-hmm. After the 2 weeks, if I came back, we'll never have this issue again.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, I understand.
Yeah.
Just comp my bill. You know what I mean? Just look after me. But I'll be back. Mm-hmm. You feel me? You just needed that period to realize, like, this is going to be in my life. That's growth. And now you're changing, like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I treat this like I know it's going to be in my life. Because I kind of was just treating like it was disposable. And maybe I could go without it. Maybe I could replace it. We do the same with people. We do the same with things. That's what therapy is about. It's helping you see that connection. All your life is connected. This is something because I coach too, like 8th grade kids. So this is something I tell them at AAU. Like something they told me when I was in middle school. Like you play the game the way you live your life. So if you come in here and your brother's is diving down, you're not picking them up. We running sprints. You're not touching the line. You cutting corners. There's no way I think you're at home doing your chores, being respectful to your parents, doing your homework, being responsible. There's no way. Like, you play the game the way you live your life. So if you come in here and give 50%, that's because you give everything 50%. But if you find a reason to give this 100%, that's exactly what you're going to put into everything you do. Even the stuff that doesn't matter, you have to give 100% or just don't show up. Give it 0%.
Yeah.
But 50 is unacceptable. That's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That looked like you couldn't decide.
Yeah. Exactly. And I honestly feel like playing the fence is making a decision. You ain't really trying to do it.
Yeah.
If you still stuck in the middle, that means you ain't really trying to do it.
Right.
Because over here, we with it.
Yeah.
There ain't no discussion, no questions about it. Oh, we with it over here.
Yeah.
You in the middle because you still holding on to something on that other side. It's something that got you feeling like, nah, not yet. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
And you don't know who you're dealing with. That's the problem. A lot of people come from the sense of like, okay, I can handle this. They can handle it. This is too much for me. It's probably too much from them. But you don't know who you're dealing with. So some people, you straddle a fence like that, they'll never give you a fence again. They'll never give you another opportunity to do this
Stay
again.
over there. You feel me? You know what, never mind. Just stay over there. It's all good. Like,
and that's the harmful, that's the hurtful part to most people about growth. Mm-hmm. That was one of my best moments of growth when it comes to friends. Because, like, it was like a TV show. You know what I mean? And I had my nerd friends. This is like high school. This is when I was like, was nobody. and we were happy, you know what I mean? And I had my nerd friends, so we was doing like different projects and different stuff for school. And I started to hoop, and I was getting better at hoop. And I kind of got put in the hoop because I was tall. But I used to draw, paint, poet, you know what I mean? And then I got into sports just because of height, but I was good at it. So I'm like, let me do more of this. And we had this projects and stuff coming up, and now I'm starting to get like popular. Now I'm starting to meet people, and now things is happening. So I'm starting to blow off my original friends, you dig? Yeah. And there was this competition we had, and I just completely like overbooked. Had 3 things going, missed out on 2 of them, and then kind of the next day I'm just kicking myself like, what is going on? Like I need to reevaluate. And it was a group, and we grew up since middle school. Like, them was my guys, you know what I mean? And from that point, like, they all sat me down, and it was just like, we understand what's going on. We respect what you got going, like, but we can't be cool no more. And I didn't realize, and that was hard. Like, I used to hit them up, try to, you feel me? Where y'all at? Y'all at the arcade? I'm about to pull up. Yeah. I feel like now I'm on the way, they about to leave type. You know what I mean? That's the situation we in. And I got older and I grew up and I realized they did the best. They did what I needed. I needed that. And if they would have took me back, I probably would have kept doing the same thing and thinking that was okay.
Stayed in that cycle.
And since they set their boundary, and I like still cool, still have nothing good to say about them. And I check up, you know what I mean? Because that's the type of person I am. Like, I made a mistake. I was a kid, but I still check up on them. I don't take it personally. Like, I share their stuff and whoop-de-whoop. But it'll never be like how it was. And I have to accept I messed it up. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't even want to. They were so good, such good friends. I couldn't even make it seem like they did something wrong to me. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? I gambled and I lost. And I needed that. I tell these kids all the time, my kids, like, I needed that. I needed them to choose them.
Yeah. How important is setting boundaries?
It's everything. You know what I mean? I think we have to set boundaries even within ourselves. And there has to also be a balance with boundaries with grace. And I think sometimes we're favoring one side or the other. That's how we can either become a people pleaser or we can become just completely shut off. Thanks. The Grinch. You dig? I don't know what the opposite of that is. You don't like people at all. Love Christmas. Right. I don't like the people so much. You dig? Right. So it's like, I think you have to find your balance within you. This is the same thing I try to get people to understand, like, about autism or different spectrums. And there's a platform that we're on now. It's called Dropping Gems. It's an app we're trying to create. That's a network. You know what I mean? I'm going to send y'all links, but it's like a social media we're trying to create where we can go live. They can't block us. We can say whatever we want, do whatever we do, and just expand this. But there's another host on there. She's a counselor, host Chantel, and she had to put it in perspective because a lot of people think a spectrum is like a line. But a spectrum is more like a pie chart. And everyone's, like, numbers is different. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's the same if you're not on a spectrum. It's the same in life. When it comes to your emotional intelligence, your environmental intelligence, how you are with dealing with pressure, how you are in new situations. Everyone has, like, a different scale. So we have to set boundaries even within ourselves. Because who you are in nature is always going to come through. You're never going to see someone in need like, man, I shouldn't help them now. I ain't people pleasing no more. Forget them. You know what I mean? A part of you wants to help, already wanted to help. As soon as you saw, you could anticipate, like, I'm going to probably have to help them. Okay. God bless her heart. I'm going to have to go help her. And so now your growth is just gauging the situation. It's discernment. You know what I mean?
Using discernment.
Discernment is something I learned in church. Yes. Discernment's been around my whole life. It's in spirituality. It's in religion. It has to be true. It has to be a thing. I've never seen it disproved. So that's what comes now on the boundaries, the grace. Over top is discernment. Now you just have to discern when you use what. And you can't allow other people to make you feel bad when you say no. Mm-hmm. You can't allow other people to make you feel bad when you overhelp. That's what my elders gave me. Grandma always slide you the 20, like, no, I'm good. So you take the 20. They're like, all right, you right. Because that was my problem. I was too independent. You know what I mean?
I remember my grandma felt the type of way when I was like, Mama, you ain't got to send it no more. She was like, oh, for real? And I was like, nah, it ain't like that. It's just, like you said, being in, like, you ain't got to do that. Yeah, I mean, you my grandma, you don't need to send me no money. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to send you some money.
In fact, not that part, I'm going to pull up on you, all of that. Like,
exactly.
Flip that. Yeah.
And everybody wants that. Everybody wants to feel useful. Yeah. So these are all the things we have to put boundaries around. One of my biggest enemies that's becoming one of my greatest friends is compassion. But compassion used to have me twisted when I was a kid, have me in mess. You know what I mean? Accepting pies that were bombs and stuff. And it's like, I had to realize that was just these people. I can't change my love. I can just change who I give my love and who I receive it from. That's heavy. But if I let them deter my love, was it ever really love? You know what I mean? If I could say one wrong thing and you cannot be my friend no more, was we ever really locked in?
Friend?
Like,
that's a fact.
You feel me? And because I used to tiptoe about that, like, let me not say this to this because I don't want them to be mad. I don't want them to block me, and I don't want to be the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And then my growth was, why are you in rooms like this?
Yeah, why are you limiting yourself?
Because I guarantee, let me ask you this. I guarantee, do they celebrate you when you come in? You like, nah, okay. Is it even when it's time to divvy up? Nah, I usually, take less. Okay. You know what it is. Mm-hmm. So now your journey is not them. Your journey is, why do you keep coming back here?
Yeah.
What is in here that you need? That's more important than your peace. Because if it costs you your peace, it costs too much already. Out the gate. You can't afford it. That's ego saying we can. That's ego saying, nah, just a little bit. Just 6 months. And I've done that as a kid, and that turned into 10 months. Yeah. That turned into 2 years of this job. In 3 years, I said, I need to go.
Ain't no shortcuts.
You know what I mean? But in the beginning, it's a whole different imagery. That's why you have to be mindful and intentional what you say. Because when you know what you're saying, you don't have to remember what you need to say. You dig? But when you rehearse it, you always gonna have to remember. You're gonna have to keep practicing it. But if I know my answer is no, there's no options. I've already decided. You feel me?
Already decided.
So that's something I have to break down for people in therapy too, with boundaries. Like, the boundary is for you. The enforcement is for other people. Other people don't need to know your boundaries. So you can set a boundary of, I don't want nobody calling me after 9. And people still are going to call after 9. Your boundary is, why are you answering the phone?
Yep.
Your boundary is not getting on the answer the phone, yelling at them. That's your reaction.
Yeah.
The boundary's for you. They know they're in the boundary because you never answer the phone after 9. So eventually they're going to realize, if they're your friend, you know what I mean? Because this is your friend. A lot of times people think their friends are the one that's watching. Like, your friends are the ones that notice. You feel me? So they're going to pick up on that. That's a part of them being a good friend. And another quality of a good friend is wondering, like, am I being too good of a friend? Am I being gullible?
Right. Am I overextending?
All good friend qualities. That makes you a good friend. Because a bad friend wouldn't even ask a question, what can I get next?
Right.
What else they got?
Opportunist.
Oh, they bake too.
Yeah. Opportunist. Like, I'm about to be their best friend. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we don't listen for that because people are listening to what they want out of the friendship.
Right. Very true.
They're not listening to what they need.
Very true.
So if you don't already give yourself what you need, you don't know how to identify that people. That's where people run into problems with me. Like, if you aren't already loving yourself, you don't know how to love me. That's just a fact. Because I'm going to say something you don't like.
Yeah.
And a lot of men can admit they've been in a relationship with a woman where it's like, you said something she didn't like, or you did something she didn't like, and it seemed like you got a different person of her. That I ain't going for that. Like, if you can't be upset with me and we still be in love, we ain't doing nothing. Your whole presence changed because I said something, or triggered you, or made a grandma joke, and that's still a little sensitive to you. You did.
Nah, for real.
Sometimes I like to joke. Like, that's what you were with. That's what you chose.
Straight up. You decided to be here.
You feel me? So you treat it like you got a choice, and that's fine. Like,
you see what I'm saying about?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you choose.
Yep.
So now you're gonna choose something else.
That's why I don't
Versus
be
if
one
you
to be
decided,
chose. Don't choose me.
Yeah, I don't want to be a choice. I want to be a decision.
Yeah.
Because if you decide
pick.
that you want to be here, you feel, I mean that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once I pick, you gotta decide this is what you want. We ain't gonna be no when you in the right mood. This what you want. Nah.
It's the same. You feel me? That's exactly how you meant. And it happened, and we see it every day, and it happens like across the board. That's what happens, like, even in sports with these drafts. Like, they'll tell you they're getting you number 1, and then call you on that day, like, oh yeah, you going 5th now to Milwaukee.
That's how I go.
Who'd y'all get? Your twin brother. He nice. So we gonna go with bro, and we gonna ship. Actually, we thought we was calling him. This is just a mix-up. My bad. But yeah, you going to Milwaukee.
That's
Congrats.
real. That's super real.
You know what I mean? And what you're signing your name to is like that this may happen. That's what these contracts are. Like, all of these things are contracts. I love when people say, like, oh, the only unconditional love is between a parent and a child. Like, love should be unconditional. Love should not have, if it has conditions, it's probably not love.
Right.
You dig? Like, two things can exist, but also there's two things that will always mesh, like hot and cold. There's two things that were meant not to exist. They sit on the ends of each other. And to me, people think it's love and hate, but I think it's love and indifference. I think hate is just misguided love. You know what I mean? This person doesn't know how to love you, and that's what frustrates them so much. Because either they haven't addressed something with them, or you're doing something they wish they were doing. You know what I mean? At this place.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So, but there's still some love in that because they're watching your story. Like, I don't get that. Like,
you care.
If you don't like me, why are you my friend on social? Like, why are you watching my page?
You still care.
You like me, bro. Like, you want to be my friend.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Because I don't even follow you.
Like,
Ever since I heard you may not like me, I stopped following you.
Like at some point, like, so you just gonna keep sending messages and like get no response. Like you just gonna keep sending them. You ain't gonna never realize you ain't getting no reply. Like you just big fan. Like, oh, okay. Like, sheesh. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You dig? And indifference is that point where you just remove yourself. I have no fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I have no dog in this race. Like, you got it. Oh, we're yelling at each other now? You got it. You right. That's indifference. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad at you. I'm not glad with you. I'm removing myself from the premises. Because a lot of times when I've seen people get hurt, that's how it was. It was wrong place, wrong time. So now I make sure I'm in the right place at the right time.
That's for real. If there's something going on, I ain't with it, I'm out. I ain't gonna stick around and just be like, nah, I don't agree with that, but I'm still here though. Yeah. Like, nah. Like you said, it's how you catch the strays.
People are trying to force you to understand, you know what I mean? And these are the bases you're going to go through in therapy. What a therapist you click with, because every therapist ain't your therapist. You got to find a person that messes with you, and their message kind of already stuff you were used to hearing. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Yeah. But you got to get to a point where you ask yourself, like, is this what's best for me? Like, am I hurting myself to help them? Because if you are, you got to go. You got to let that go. You feel me? And it's easy for us to overlook that when we ain't never had nobody and we ain't been married and grandma said we should be with this kind of person. And it's all these things floating in our head. So we start with the meditation because we got to release all that. You got to let all that go. Yeah. Let your baggage go.
Unprogram to reprogram.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let those failed dreams go. Let those mistakes go. Those times that you didn't raise your hand when you knew the answer, you got to let that go.
Yeah, it's real. That's real. How do you balance your roles as an author, podcast host, and therapist, and what challenges have you faced doing so?
Man. The challenge is, I would say, structure. My biggest op right now is organization because I'm just an artist. Like, in every space I cultivate looks like an artist is in that space. But that's how my mind sometimes works, like controlled chaos. Mm-hmm. Like, when things is a certain way, I still know where they are. And I'll organize for months and like can't find nothing. I don't know where nothing is, and now I want to rearrange it. And now I got the first system, but now I forgot the new system. Yeah. So for me, it is a daily uphill journey. You know what I mean? It is not easy. That's why I like to give grace and commend the people that do, you know, what they want to do for a living, and they put out love and they put out art and they put out music, because this is not easy. And people need to understand the money does not make it easier, does not make it better. You feel me? Like, so now I'm trying to find more holistic ways to deal with it. When I was younger, like, it was liquor, it was weed, it was different stuff like that. Like, literally, I would have to take a shot to sleep at night because my mind would just be up. Like, the business need this. Did I lock the doors? Is the alarm set? Then we got that package coming. Is it Thursday or Friday? Do we got the show Sunday or is it Saturday? And then I'm trying to, like, let it go before I got to check my phone or check the calendar or open up the laptop at 2 a.m. Like, all right, let me get up because I got to know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to find more holistic approaches, which is why I was mentioning diet, just switching up my diet, switching up my nutrition, working more on what's called a circadian rhythm. So it just means that you eat while the sun is up. So when the sun's going down, you don't eat after 6, 7, and you don't eat breakfast. You know what I mean? You eat when the sun is getting up. So you start eating at like 11, 11:30, 12, like when it's getting highest in the sky.
Yeah, I heard 19 Keys talking about that.
Yeah. So that's all that spirituality. All of that's what they call magic. But all of it really is just changing who you are and not accepting, like, I've always been this way, or, you know what I mean? People know me for this, so I do it. But is that what you want to do? You dig? So it's a battle every day, and it's a journey. The best way I aid myself is I don't add on to the natural pressures and stresses life already comes with. So I don't go out there being confrontational. I can truly say I don't have any beef with anybody in my life. I don't have any problems with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, so it's being at peace. And once I started learning that power of no, now it's keeping things kind of condensed. Because sometimes we'll get a little elevated, we'll get some resources, and be like, all right, let me go pick up these 10 things. It's like, nah, you was doing good at your 3. Just keep your 3. Maybe go 4, 5. But 10, you stretching yourself. And then you might get burnt out. And then you're going to have to recover. And how much time is that going to take? You know what I mean? Is that productive? So now it's just constantly checking in with myself more than I did. And having grace. I'm not a big routine person. So I don't say, like, I got to do 100 push-ups a day. And to each his own. To the people that works for, great. But the meal plans and that ain't my vibe. I'm more of like an energy person. So I see how I'm feeling in that day and in that moment. Mm-hmm. That's why I like being an entrepreneur. Because some days I wake up and I don't want to go to work. And I don't feel like there's a person on earth I should have to text and tell that to. Right. Respectfully. Yeah. We're still friends, but like that's a conversation I need to have in private with myself. You know what I mean? And that's me. That's how I am. I'm the same way with money. I'm not a big money person. I'm a freedom of time person. As long as I can move like I want to move in the groups and my circles I want to be in, like one of the homies hit the chat, like I want French fries, bet, let's go to Friends. Like, you know what I mean? I want to live that type of life.
Yes, sir.
So I'm cool with that. And that's always when I was younger and I heard kids talking that, like, I want to be millionaires and I'll be good with 300,000. I'm like, I'll be good in the middle. Like, this isn't a race, guys. Like, we all can eat. You know what I mean? And I just don't need a big plate because I don't have a lot of wants. I'm so content with the things I'm have. Like, I'm so content with just having my mind and loving education and being a person that knows how to let things go, being a person that knows how to know, like, man, danger's this way, go that way. You know what I mean? Person knowing, like, when you get elevated, like, okay, I need to shut up. Like, I'm doing too much. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's happiness. Happiness is awareness. Definitely. I don't feel good every day. Some days my happiness is knowing I don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you're explaining living in abundance, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time people think abundance is all about, you know, the money and, you know, the success. But, like, that's true. What you explaining sounds like real success. Yeah. That real freedom of your time. Obviously, you have everything that you need, you know what I mean? And then, like, the few things that you may feel like you want, you can get those things, is what you're explaining. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have, like, billions to be happy. Like, trust me, by the time you get to this amount, you probably got everything you actually wanted. Now you just getting stuff. You know what I mean? Like, the happiness was, like, covered a long time ago. Now people just get addicted to the thrill of getting more. You know what I mean? It's just what we do as humans. We always want more. Yeah. But, I mean, it just sounded like you was explaining living in abundance to me. That's what it's all about, for real.
And it shows in the statistics, you know what I mean? But we don't dig deep enough. We don't have enough people in the world that research and look for those things, so we don't see it. It's the same as what's going on in the world. Like, the news still paints a picture of the world was how it was 10 years ago. But if you look at statistics, actually, like, crime is down. Like, death is down. Violence is down. And a big part of it is weed becoming legal, you know what I mean? And also, a lot, like, technology. A lot of people on their tablet or on their phone, you know what I mean? They busy. So a lot of that actually accounts to it too, but you don't see those things, you know what I mean? Nobody talks about those things. Nobody makes those things present. It's the same in the workforce. If you look at some of the highest paying jobs, like, they lead the rates in, like, offing themselves, like dentists. And a lot of them make 6 figures easy, the lower paying ones. And they lead in that. They lead in being depressed. They lead in taking it a step further. So it can't be the money. It can't be the opportunity, because they going to Disneyland twice a year. I've never been to Disneyland. I would go. I'm not trying to make it look like it's trash. I've just never. I see the price, and you know what I mean. I would never go, for sure, unless it made sense, and that's their reality. So a part of me had to realize, like, this can't be life. Like, are the people around me happy with me? Like, am I happy with me?
Do I enjoy the people that I work with on the regular? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. All of that.
You feel me? Am I being celebrated?
Obviously, we're dealing with a spiritually inclined person here, very spiritually present and aware person here. I'm interested in this answer you're going to give us. Give us something that resonates with all people of Columbus besides the Buckeyes.
That's easy, because I'm a Michigan fan. I love going against the grain. Well, Columbus? I gotta think, man, because Columbus is so big. Dang, that's tough. That's real tough. Okay, let's see. What all does Columbus like? I can't say farms. That's what the world thinks about us.
Right. That's on the outskirts. I ain't in the city.
Man, I would have to say like house parties and kickbacks. I feel like Columbus is a city where like you done hung out at a friend's house. Y'all don't either went over there for games, music, smoking, dancing. I feel like we are a very cultural melting pot. But also, we're not closed off. Like, I'll see friends of different cultures and hues, like, hanging out in Easton, like, especially when you go to, like, one of our popular places. Because I remember, like, City Center. You know what I mean? You're going to see the star quarterback in a golf, like, walking through the City Center. And I'm like, how do you know each other? And we are, I wouldn't say we're unfriendly. I think we are still growing and learning how to accept so many different personalities and different ones and different needs. But I see it growing, definitely in the food culture. We are definitely a foodie town.
Yes, sir.
Definitely a foodie town.
Oh, yeah.
Got a food blog too.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like my career. Like somebody said something to me when I was younger, a mentor, and it stuck. And they say, you just do what you're passionate about, like, and you'll be good. Turn your passions into your life and turn those hobbies into your passions. And hopefully you're already passionate about your hobby.
Yeah.
That's all I do. That's what got me into gaming. I'm like, I'm going to be on the game anyway. I'm going to eat at these restaurants anyway. I might as well take a video. Might as well take a picture. I'm going to talk to this person on the train anyways. Might as well do a pod. Might as well get their info and share it. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's the pinnacle is like, first you got to ask yourself, who do you want to be? And I was lost for a long time because I was listening to society. Society was telling us when we were kids, like, you got to go out there and find yourself. And that's nonsense. You're going to go to Atlanta and be just as lost.
Yep.
And Atlanta's more fast-paced.
Man.
Yeah.
So you're going to be more lost. You know what I mean? So you got to sit with yourself. You got to ask yourself what's important. And for me, it's the people. It's community. That's what the pinnacle of Good Tribe is. I want people to know there's nothing I'm doing that's about me. Everything I'm doing, I want to supersede me. Like, I want this to be here for 100, 200, 300 years.
Well, that answers the legacy question y'all know we had coming.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, though, man,
Yeah.
because obviously you got a lot of intellect on you. Can you tell us about a guest on your podcast who's profoundly influenced your perspective on mental health or community building?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a guest on 3 years ago. Her name was Cassady. Shout out to her. But she was from South Africa. We was talking about Kwanzaa. And just how, like, religion and holidays and things are different in different countries and how they have a whole different perspective, like, once we move over there and we travel. Because I love world travelers. I love people who are, like, culture inept. Like, they look for culture. They want to receive and digest and kind of remix it and put it back out there. You know what I mean? So she was just telling me how different things were, and I had this image of how Africa is, because I've never been, so I can only live through an image or through what I've seen or through what I've heard. And how she was depicting it was, it felt just like here. You know what I mean? And it was a time where I think what's happening in the world now, what's been happening for a while, is a lot of people are having an identity crisis. There's too much they're seeing every day, and oh, this person's rich now, and oh man, now they the head coach, and you know what I mean? Like, it's what am I? So there's this need to feel validated, and when she described this place, I'm thinking of this as this utopia. It sounded just like here. The place is here, you know what I mean? And I was realizing, like, man, like, I look at other places in this fantastical way so often. I don't appreciate the beauty that's in my backyard. And I'm not even looking for it. I'm just sitting in one spot like, man, I can't wait to go to Africa. Essentially. Worrying, waiting, you know what I mean? So once I had that conversation with her, like, it really opened up my mind because I love to travel. I'm a huge explorer. Like, when I go out of town, when I go out the country, like, I don't want to eat shit that's here. You know what I mean? Like, I low-key want to stay with someone's grandmother, and I want her to cook.
Embrace the culture. Yeah.
Tell me I'm handsome and cook and stuff. Like, I want the whole experience.
That's up.
You know what I mean?
Now, what if you went to Africa, or when you go to Africa, what country you hitting first?
Ooh, I would say Kenya. I met some close people here. I got friends from all over, and I be confused at them. Like, why are you here? Let's swap place. Let's Freaky Friday. Like, let's swap places. So I would say Kenya. I've already been adopted into some of their food and some of their culture, and I just want to go there and be a fly on the wall. You know what I mean? That's a lot of what I build my grace and humility around. Is like, I don't want to be better than nobody. I don't want to go into a room feeling like I'm about to teach all y'all something. I'm gonna miss what you got for me. You know what I mean? Like, what am I getting? You feel me? What are you giving? So it's like I'm just controlling the narrative when this is what you do. This is your life. So I want to go there to just take it all in. You know what I mean? And when I go to heavy places like that, there's heavy culture and heavy black and spirituality. Like, it's almost like they know you're coming. Like, you know what I mean? And the way they take you in, a lot of us black men need to be taken in. Like, we need someone who can be soft with us. And we have such a guard and such a physique now. It's not that we don't want someone to be soft with us. It's just everyone's not eligible. They're not qualified for that. You know what I mean? So there's some places we need to go where it's just like, yeah, you wanna go put some pajamas on and let her cook and bring you a plate. You know what I mean? And that's what I think about when I go there. Like, I know I'm gonna cry. Like, I think it's gonna be so intense. You feel me? Like, cause I'm gonna try to see everybody that took these steps. You feel me? Way past slaves and stuff. Cause I don't even like think about stuff like that.
It was more than that.
Exactly.
Way more.
Exactly.
Yeah. The builders and people just walking this path carrying water and people going to school. You feel me? Like, that's
all the life that and travel through these parts.
That's everything.
Do you believe in the law of attraction?
Yes, absolutely. And the law of attraction is a tricky thing because I heard something a long time ago, and I used to be heavy into like pimp culture. I just loved crime culture. I love the mob. I love watching and reading about that stuff. But there was a pimp that was saying, as a man, you should go for the woman that likes you, not the one that you like. Because the one that you like is going to have you wrapped around her finger. Yeah. She going to be able to get away with murder. And the one that likes you, potentially, you can learn to like. You know what I mean? So I believe in the law of attraction. I believe the things that we speak, the things that are for us, we attract. But I think sometimes the things that are best for us, we got to kind of do some work to get. And it's easy to just kind of accept the things that come initially. You know what I mean? It's kind of how celebrities are. Like, there's things they can do because they know they got money and favor. They don't have to be a good person. They don't have to like what you like. You feel me? You're attracted to their money. So you're going to be here as long as the money's here. And I want the discernment to look above that. Like, okay, we do like the same anime, but that don't mean we got to watch TV together.
Right.
I do want you to eat, but that don't mean I got to make your plate. You did. Right. But I think that's powerful. I think enough times we're not using that as a mirror showing us who we are. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I used to kill me on shows when it's like a serial killer or something, and the wife is like, yeah, he's a murderer, but like you married him, sis. What does that make you? Did you even think about that, or are we just talking about how does your mind work? Because you was okay with this until it blew up. You feel me? So like that's how I look at myself. Like, I don't want to be on the news trying to down talking serial killer. Like, all right, get your life together.
That's real.
Look in the mirror first. Like, deal with yourself inward. And that's going to come to a lot of people's self-care. Like, because they get out of looking in the mirror so much, they're not looking for the things good in them. They're not just looking at themselves like, you know what, I'm happy to be me. That's the counterintuitiveness of waiting or saying, like, you know what I mean? I wish it was Saturday. That makes it seem like you don't like Tuesday. Like, you don't like here, who you are, where you are. Present. I can't wait to be in that new place. Like, what about this? Because we was bootstrapping in here. We moved in here with just a TV and the boxes that came with it. You dig? Like, and we was happy. And we was content. So, like, let's not get some new stuff and then act different. You know what I mean? Let's get some new stuff and then show grace.
Right.
Like me taking that sacrifice is why we got here. We wouldn't be here if I didn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a message for the Columbus youth?
Yeah. The message would be you have to find your own way. It's easy when you don't know to look for somebody with the answer. And what's going to help you best is you working with answers that you already have and you working with your interests. So you're doing research in areas you are already looking towards, stuff that made you take a second glance. Follow through. That's one of the biggest words to my spiritual journey is follow through. Because I could be shut off. So sometimes I don't want to answer calls, texts, emails. And one of my mentors had to teach me follow through is going to change your value. It's going to change who you are because your value is you. So don't think your value is your talents. They're buying into you. You know what I mean? So you got to keep pouring into you. You want to dance, dance. You want to edit, edit. You have the time. You feel me?
Right.
What do you think you were in a former life?
So many things. Samurai in one life. Definitely a bootlegger. I love me some hooch. Club owners, musicians, artists. Usually something to do with art.
Okay.
Or something to deal with village. Like a chef. You know what I mean? Like someone whose their job is to look after the people. Their job is to put people first.
Can you give us your before we go? Can you give us your top 5 rappers of all time?
Oh man, all time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or it could be your favorite 5.
yeah, it's gonna be my favorite either way because I don't.
You don't have to
Because
be the
everybody
best.
be different and favorite and bet. Yeah, it's gonna be my favorite.
Yeah.
Which is tough because I like so many eclectic type of artists. Wale is definitely in that top 5. It was a while before I got into like older rappers. You know what I mean? Like the Ice Cubes, and I heard all that kind of music late. So I would say, man, this is tough. Man, I wasn't expecting this. All right, I'll say Wale. I love King Von. That's my guy. Listen to a lot of that. Fabulous. Tupac is definitely so many, especially with his poetry stuff. It's crazy. And then I had to say Yasin Bey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
It's a good range on that top 5.
But I listen to a lot of R&B and like rap sprinkled in. But I like R&B and soul type.
That's clean. All right, y'all. Well, this is Goodlife Russ, the leader of the Good Tribe and also the host of Goodlife Podcast. Let them know the socials where they can find you at, man, before we get out of here.
Yeah, so I'm personally Goodlife Russ on every single thing. Goodlife_Russ. The podcast is at the Good Kickback or the Goodlife Podcast, the Kickback, and we at Goodlife Ohio on YouTube.
Straight like that. I hope this was an enlightening and empowering episode for y'all. I know it was for myself. Definitely enjoyed this one. Until the next one, though, y'all. Goodlife Russ, Central Ohio Creators. We out.
COC and the mastermind clear. Got the vibes that'll get you turning, bring awareness to your